Hey guys, I'm Eric from Agile Design and Fabrication, and today we're going to assemble the 3-column RIFF unit, so our vinyl storage unit. So the pieces with just 4 slots like this are the end pieces. So when you're building your columns, you should make sure that these panels end up on opposite sides. You'll also notice that there's a logo right here on one of these panels. This one, if you want it on the outside, make sure that it's on the end, but you can also have it on the inside if you want something more discreet this way. So the first step will be to assemble the bottom tablet. These are all the same except certain ones have little grooves in them which keep the vinyl from slipping if the top display part isn't filled up totally. So you want to not use these and save them for the top shelf unit, right? So grab a shelf, make sure the nicest side is up. These two, the sides are really good, both of them. I like this one better, so I'm going to start with this one. We're going to have our logo on the outside, so here's our logo now. We're going to flip our unit this way. And ready our other side. Now you want to make sure that these here are really aligned, right? Because these have a lot of slots. So if you're kind of offset like this, of course the furniture isn't going to work. So we really want to make sure that the legs are aligned. Just figure out the width approximately. Then we can see, all right, we're pretty good here. Gonna just slide it in. So once this is slid in, it's much easier to align things afterwards. But the first one's always the toughest. Okay. Okay. There we go. That's the first step. Now, with the nylon mallet that's provided in the kit, we're just going to tap lightly until the tablet hits the end of the slot. All right, there we go. So once the first tablet is in, which holds our pieces up like this, we're going to move to the second step, which is assembling the little dowels that are going to hold up the vinyl on the top display part over here.
Connecter le comité et l'homme soleil. Comité fallait, c'était du KGB. Connecter le comité et l'homme soleil. Comité fallait, c'était du KGB. Connecter le comité et l'homme soleil.
So we got our slotted panel here. You want to keep the slots facing upwards like this. And so we're going to assemble the top one like so. You really want to make sure that you hit each side And that's it for the first column. The next step, we're going to build the opposite column, and then the final one will just be assembled last of all. Okay, so last time we assembled the left side column, so this time we're going to assemble the right side column. It doesn't really matter which pieces you put where, as long as the outside pieces are opposite, right? So last time, this piece with only 4 slots was on this side. This time we're going to do it the other side around, so put it on this side here. Otherwise, the process is pretty much the same. So let's start.
CD de KGB connecté le comité fait. Madame Soleil. Comité fallait. CD de KGB connecté le comité fait. Madame Soleil. Madame Soleil.
Okay, so now that our 2 end pieces are assembled, I'm going to put them side by side like this, making sure that we have each on the right end. So normally, if you did everything correctly, you should have the pieces with the most holes in them, these one here, together in the middle, with your end panels that are a bit more minimalist there on the end. So once this is done, we're gonna put in the pieces I call the locks, which serve to stabilize the unit and also prevent your vinyls from sliding backwards in case this was not against the wall, right? So these go in these holes right here. And usually you can kind of slide them by hand, but if you do get a little bit of friction, you can use the mallet to gently tap them in. So these slide in like this, and then on the other side, then they lock like this, hence their name. And they serve to stabilize the unit this way. Wonderful, so we're going to do that for all of the shelves on both units. And then I'm going to explain to you the next step. Okay, so I've turned my units around just to get better light so I can show you this last step, which is kind of the trickiest. It's not very difficult, but you don't want to forget it before you put in that last middle row of shelves, right? Okay, so still with the locks, we will thread them through these holes here, but not put them all the way in. That way we can actually bring them back through and through and lock them in place once the shelves are in. So I'm going to show you. It's going to be simpler. You're going to understand. All right. So like this. And we're just going to leave them hanging like this for now. And we're going to do that all the way down. So as per usual, we're going to start with a non-slotted shelf and start from the bottom, work our way up.
Madame Soleil.
Alright, so once the bottom one's in, we're gonna do our dowels up top. Split this a little bit.
C'est des KGB connectés au comité fait. Madame Soleil. Madame Soleil. Madame Soleil.
Finally, we have our slotted shelf.
C'est des KGB connectés au comité fait. Madame Soleil. C'est des KGB connectés au comité fait. Madame Soleil. Comité fallait. C'est des KGB connectés au comité fait. Madame Soleil. Comité fallait. C'est des KGB connectés au comité fait. Madame Soleil.
So once everything is assembled, the last middle shelves, we're gonna flip it back up and put our locks in like we did the two other units. Okay, last but not least, those middle locks that we put in earlier, we're finally just gonna slide it back in place and then our unit will be done.
Comité fallait. C'est des KGB connectés au comité fait. Madame Soleil. Comité fallait. C'est des KGB connectés au comité fait. Madame Soleil. Comité fallait. C'est des KGB connectés au comité fait. Madame Soleil. Comité fallait. C'est des KGB connectés au comité fait. Madame Soleil.
And voila, our RIFF vinyl shoveling unit is complete.
Madame Soleil.